Hey everyone. Um, I haven't done a reflection video in a while, and I wanted to do one. I have been having some great conversations this past week with people on here, and I wanted to just reflect on one thing that has been on the top of my mind, which is the idea of talk being cheap and action being gold. I talked to Dennis yesterday for about an hour and a half. Really smart guy. And I find it interesting that we as a society don't prioritize understanding what our interests are, finding out what our interests are earlier on in life. I think to be able to find fulfillment, to be able to find happiness, contentment, and thriving in our lives, we need to first understand very clearly the things that we like, the things that we're curious about. When we're curious about things, we are intrinsically motivated to follow the thread, to follow the line of inquiry about understanding those things that we're curious about. And that is how we progress as a society. That's how we find fulfillment. That's how we find peace. And I think a lot of things inhibit us from prioritizing that. It's the root issue that really gets at everything else. If we understand what we're curious about, then we find that intrinsic motivation, and that leads into healthy relationships, right? When we are fulfilled ourselves, when we are content, we don't care about changing other people, controlling other people. We care about investing in ourselves and our own line of inquiry and our own creation, and about doing things that we can do ourselves, being as present as possible, being productive in our creative state, in our creative wants. And I think, like I was saying before, the things that inhibit us from getting at this is societal expectations of finding a job, paying for things, surviving, basically a scarcity mindset. This scarcity mindset is the thing that inhibits us from taking that leap of faith into jobs that may seem sketchy or not reliable, right? Basically jobs in the arts and also jobs that haven't been created yet. But if we're going to thrive and we're going to feel alive, then we have to accept that life is always changing, that things are always moving forward, and to not live in the past, not live and accept that how the world was is how the world is going to continue to be and how the world will be, right? We need to realize that things will always change, that jobs haven't even been created yet. You know, for me, this YouTube channel, Rue, what are you doing, dude? Get over here. Say hi to the camera. Rue is sniffing around. It's my friend's dog. So this is a pretty risky project, right? This YouTube channel. It's not getting many views, but okay, Rue, what are you doing? Stop. You're ripping up the carpet. Stop. Go rest. Go rest. Go rest. Stop. How can you get mad at that face? How can you get mad at that face? Huh? Only when she rips up the carpet, really. It's the only time. But this YouTube channel is a risk. I'm devoting a lot of time to this, but I like talking to people. I like learning about things. I like sharing. Okay, Rue. She's like going into my. Look at how guilty. I know I'm not even able to pay attention. This is something that annoys me, is like I get so distracted by other things. I just need to stay on track, I need to stay focused. But I think the thing that the world needs now are people who are kind and people who listen and people who are with each other, who are present, who listen. I want more people like that in the world. How do I get more people like that in the world? I create this channel. The way the world will be is the way that you act and the things that you create and put into it. I want a world where people sit and listen and are interested. I want a world where everyone is curious about each other, curious about each other's stories, whether or not people's stories are based in fact or fiction. People are story machines, right? There's some things about my life, there's some aspects of my life that are constructed around lies, I think, or things that didn't happen but that I thought happened. Like in elementary school, was I bullied? I felt like I was sometimes, for being the creative one, for being a weirdo. But did other people feel like they were bullying me? I don't know, maybe. But it doesn't matter, because my perception of it was that they were bullying me, and I constructed a reality around that. I constructed a story around that. That is fascinating to me. Everyone has that same kind of a thing happening to them in their lives, in their minds. It's fascinating to understand that. My question to you is, what fascinates you? What makes you so curious? Let me look at you right in the eye. Here, let's breathe. Okay, breathe with me. So I'm asking you, what fascinates you? What makes you want to learn more about something? What is the subject matter? Is it history? Is it people? Is it space? Is it geology? Is it molecular biology? Is it acting? Is it the mountains? Is it your child? Is it your father? Is it your mother? Is it UFOs? Everyone is fascinated in something. If you figure out the things that you really are interested in, let that be your guide. Let that be your guide. Build things around that. And then other people who care about those same things will come to you. It will not happen immediately. It takes a long time. It doesn't have to take a long time, but the slow accumulation of energy and interest and habit forming and routine, these things take time. But I've loved acting since I was 14 years old. And now I have my terminal degree in my field. I didn't have to pay any tuition. I got a living stipend from it. I'm eligible for the 2 unions for acting. It's taken me a long time, but I've just consistently done it. When you consistently do these things, they tend to work out, you know. Anyway, my intention for all of this is to help you find some kind of peace or some kind of contentment that I have also found a little bit in my life. I'm not rich. I don't want to be famous. I would want to be famous just to be able to get better roles and work with really good committed actors. But I'm happy. I'm like living with one of my best friends. I'm living in a place where I can walk to work, I can walk to the movies, I can go hiking on the weekends. I have a loving family. I'm healthy. I work out. I do meditation. I write. I'm creative. My life is pretty much everything that I've wanted it to be. And I'm very lucky. I have a very supportive family, but I think I think it's all in here. I think it's all in here. Finding the thing that you love. And you know what? There was this guy at work. This will be the last thing that I say, and then I'll get off here because I'm just rambling on now. But there's this guy at work at this restaurant that I work at. And he says he works 2 jobs, and he's a Hispanic guy. And and he's like, oh, I just have to. I keep working. I have to keep working. And there are so many people who are not well off financially and who are taking care of their family, taking care of their friends, you know, taking care of themselves, trying to just squeak by. But I told him, I said, what is the thing if you were paid to work any kind of job, if you were paid $1 million every year to do one kind of job, what would it be? And he said, music, guitar. I said, well, dude, why don't you on every week when you have 10 minutes, why don't you play guitar and put it on YouTube? You know, why don't you record yourself playing guitar, your favorite song, and put it on YouTube? And each week you play something different, you know? How about that way you have a schedule for yourself. You have a goal. You love guitar. That's what you would want to do. You get to play guitar every week. You get to learn something new every week. You get to share your creation. You get to share your love and your passion with the world. And just do that week after week and don't expect anything. You're just doing it because you love it and you're putting it online and just see what happens over the course of like 3 years. That's 150 videos of playing guitar, a new song every week. You're you've learned 500, you've learned 150 different songs, you know? It and on your free time when you are not working your 2 jobs, yeah, you have to practice those songs, but at least you like it. You like it. And who knows what can come out of 3 years of putting music out onto the internet. 3 years, who knows? So many things happen in 3 years. Just imagine like your little sister growing up, like from 2 years old to 5 years old, how big of a difference 3 years makes, you know? That's your baby. So make your creation your baby. Put in put in time to understanding yourself and your interests and what you really like, not what people say that you like. You know, this is why writing is important. Just write things down. What are the things that I really like? Once again, I recommend the book The Artist's Way. It's really helpful for understanding yourself and your creative wants. So, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and I hope this was helpful. I love all of you. I want to let you know that the reason I'm doing this channel is because I am here for you, because I want to aid you in finding peace and love and contentment in your life and for yourself. We got to love ourselves deeply first before we can give deeply to others and listen and find peace, contentment, and presence with them. So, anyway, thank you all. Much love and keep living. All right. Bye bye.